my lovelies. Today's makeup tutorial is on this pretty kind of prom makeup. I got inspired by my brother because his prom is coming up, and I thought, I wish I could like have a video like this when I was going to prom. I think I did watch some tutorials. So I got inspired by doing some kind of like a prom makeup look, something more glam. And yeah, this is what I came up with. If you want to see how I create this simple glam makeup look, just keep on watching. I've placed my cream in the Dramatically Different by Clinique for dry skin. I put that on as my kind of primer. You can use primer if you want to make your makeup last longer, but you don't have to if you can't, you know, afford that, or you just don't want to. I like my face cream. I'm going to use today a mixture of Rimmel Wake Me Up with the L'Oreal True Match. The True Match is a bit dry for me. I've tried it just to see if it works for me. And then the Rimmel is very dark. It's the lightest shade, but it still has like quite dark, I don't know, pigment to it. It's very yellow on me and I'm quite pale. I'm going to dab it, and then I'm going to use a buffing brush by Rose Technique. You want your foundation to be flawless, but you don't want to look like you just slapped some cake all over your face. So little goes a long way. You can always build your foundation up. You don't have to start, you know, with like loads of foundation. Only put foundation in place that you need. If you have problematic skin, you can always take a little brush, dab with concealer and dab your imperfections. At the moment, my skin isn't too bad. This foundation, it has SPF 17, and this one has SPF 15. So if you buy a foundation, try and buy it with the least amount of SPF, because SPF does flashback in photography. Will have that kind of white mask on your face, so try and buy makeup that's the least amount of SPF. So I've got my foundation on. I still have quite a lot left. If you wanted to, you could use your foundation as a concealer, you know, in places that you need more perfection to be more perfected. But I'm just going to leave it as that, and I'm going to go for my brows. I'm going to leave my foundation as it is, and I'm going to do everything else at the end. So I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to use NYX Tame and Frame pomade. It's actually really good. I'm like almost out of it. On my Zoeva brow line brush, and I'm going to carve my brows out. I'm just going to take a little mirror. You can do your brows as you like. If you don't do your brows on a regular basis, you can always get these like brow plumpers. This one's from L'Oreal. I'm going to use it later. They're really nice if you just want to kind of add colour to your brows and like bring more shape to it, because it's going to help you frame your face. So that's your brow. If you don't like the way your brows look, you can always take a small little brush with your concealer underneath and clean it up, and I'll do that. I'm just going to use my L'Oreal brow plumper, and I'm going to brush my brows. I'm quite quick with my brows. I've got the hang of it by now, but you can always get a flat brush. This one's actually a concealer brush from Chanel, and I'm just going to dab some Fix Plus. This is the lightest shade. It's a Studio Finish concealer in NW15. I'm very pale, so I use the palest colours. And you can use any concealer that you have. I just have this one, and you can carve your brows if you want that really affected look underneath your brows. You don't need a lot. I don't like to have quite a strong brow. Like sometimes you see some girls with like really perfected brows. I haven't got there yet. I'm just gonna sip my tea. I'm going to go straight to the eyes. I'm going to do a very simple eye look. You can use a bit of tape, and I'm going to stick some tape right at the end of my eyes. Place it kind of diagonally to your eye. I have quite a bit of concealer on top of my eyelids, and I don't want the shadow to get creased, so I'm just going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in translucent and like a fat brush, and I'm just gonna quickly run it. I wanted to go full out and, you know, get the best or more expensive palette that I've got, but I figured it's prom, you know, you're probably about 16, 17, 18. I don't think your mum or you would splash like 50 or 40 pounds on the palette. So I'm actually going to use this really amazing Revolution makeup. It's actually amazing, and it's £4, and the colours are like this. And the name of this one is Redemption Palette Iconic number 3. and these are amazing. I won't, they don't have names, they have numbers, so I'm just going to point what colour I'm going to use. I'm thinking I want to do, I don't know, I'm just going with it. We'll see how it turns out. I don't have a plan for it, so I'm just want to kind of roll with it. I'm going to start with my crease. Obviously you want to prep your crease. I'm going to get this colour, so like a nude kind of colour, and I'm just going to start with my crease. You have your tape here, so you don't need to do a lot. I'm going to kind of do it in a kind of triangle motion, so 1 2 3. So I'm just sweeping it over. I'm going to deepen the kind of inner corners with a darker colour. I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is the Zoeva Luxe Crease brush, and I'm going to use a more darker colour, which is this one, and I'm going to place that more in the corner. I love this brush because it's so light. Take an even darker colour because you want to build this up. You don't want to place everything, you don't want to just place the darkest colour already, because you want to kind of go slowly. I'm going to get more pointy brush, almost kind of like doing a false liner, you know. It kind of works naturally if you use the tape. So I'm just going to do that on both sides. Again, circular motions, and kind of works out for yourself. You don't need to do much, just blend it, you know, just keep doing circle. There you go, that's for now what we've got. I have some really cool pigments by Inglot. I'm going to use, I think, like a dark one, number 116, which is like a brown, deep brown, and in the corner I'm going to really highlight it with 18, which I'm going to use that. So my camera obviously had no space like always, so I cleaned it up, and I'm gonna go back to my eyes. I could stick with the palette. I think I'm gonna stick with the palette, and I'm going to use this color and this one. So there's not much, you know. You could just use one palette for one eye look. We're going to take a flat brush. This one's MAC 242. The name has been rubbed off, but it's by MAC, and I'm going to use the darker colour, and I'm going to really dab my brush in. These eyeshadows are really good. They're very pigmented. I'm really impressed. So I'm going to add that on. Can you see that? I'm just going to take a blending brush, and I'm just going to clean the edges out so it looks more seamless. I think I'm going to deepen the outer edges with a more darker shade. I'm just going to use a darker shade in the palette, which is this one, and I'm going to darken up the edges just a bit. I quite like the eyes. I think I'm going to leave them as it is. I'm not going to add any more. I'm going to take my shields off like so. Don't worry if you messed up, you can really easily clean it up. I'm just going to zoom you out. I'm going to add the sparkle at the end, obviously. I'm going to clean up now underneath my eyes. I'm going to use Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer. This one is in the lightest shade, obviously. I'm really pale, and I'm going to use that kind of triangle technique like that Kim Kardashian highlight. So I'm just going to highlight underneath my eyes. I'm going to use a damp beauty blender, and I'm going to blend. This concealer is really easy to blend. I'm going to use my Rimmel Wake Me Up beauty blender as well. You just dab it underneath your eyes. It actually works almost the same as my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and it's like 10 times cheaper. That's like £3, I think, or something like this. And I'm just going to powder my T-zone. I know that this is the area I get oily. I mean, not oily, but I'm very dry. Everything else I keep very luminous. Like, my under eyes look so bad. I work too hard. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave my eyes for now. I'm gonna do underneath my eyes now. We are going to take this is by Zoeva. It's a Luxe pencil brush. It's like a small little detail brush. I'm going to use actually the colour that we use on the crease, the really shimmery colour. So I'm going to look up. You can look up and place it like this, and I'm going to smooth it out. I'm going to put some mascara on. I'm going to use my Kiko Unforgettable Mascara for my top lashes, I'm gonna put loads of mascara on. I'm gonna put false eyelashes on. If you know how to put them on, that's great. You can always practice beforehand. But if you have really nice eyelashes, you can just put loads and loads of mascara to really define them, like so. I think the bottom needs a little bit more drama. I'm gonna do my face and then see if I need more color in it, because obviously when you do your blusher you can see if you need a little bit more color and stuff, because that can change. It is quite a neutral kind of eye. I don't want it to be really dramatic, you know. I'm going to use something different for today. I'm going to use MAC Give Me Sun, which was I'm going to use MAC Give Me Sun today. I usually use my Benefit palette, but I quite like this bronzy kind of bronzer for this. I'm not going to contour, I'm just going to bronze and contour with it, so in circular motions. Because it's prom, I would add just a little bit more than I usually do, and obviously it's prom, you're allowed to have a little bit more on your face. So I'm just going to bronze it up like a little bit on the top, not too much. I'm quite pale, I don't want like a blob. And then for my blush, I'm going to use MAC as well. I'm going to use Peachy Keen. It's like a pinky, corally kind of colour. It's nice. I'm going to dab it. And I'm going to smile. Like so. So I think with the eyes, I'm going to just deepen up underneath my eyes a little bit, because I think it looks a little bit bare. With the blusher and everything on now, I can see that I need a little bit more extra. I'm going to use a dark bronzy colour, one of those. I still want it to be shimmery, just a little bit more. Don't be afraid to add. Like I said, it's better to have less first and then you can always add more. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, I'm going to put the lashes on later. I'm going to do the best bit for now, is some highlight. I have two highlights here. I have MAC Give Me Sun, and I have the ends of the the Balm Mary Luminizer. It's like just enough, I think. I'm going to use this one because it's super dramatic, and that's what you really want from your makeup. So I'm going to use a fan brush. I'm actually loving the fan brush at the moment, and I'm going to fan some bling on my cheeks, so we're all glowing to the gods. I mean, come on, like, don't you just live for that shit? I love highlight. I'm gonna take my Inglot 118 AMC. Oh fuck, sorry, I dropped a little bit on the floor. Oopsie daisy. I'm going to take a flat brush that I used before, and I'm just going to dab a little bit, place some in my inner corners. That doesn't get more blingy than this. So yeah, I'm going to put some lashes on, and I'm going to put some mascara at the bottom of my lashes, and I will be back. So I've placed some eyelashes now. If you don't know how to apply them, you can always put loads of mascara on, but this is how it looks with the lashes on. I think it looks really pretty and girly. It's not like crazy amount of makeup. I'm gonna do the lips now. So for the lips, I'm gonna go for nude. I think with this look you can really go all out. You can do any lip you want. I think red lips would look fire. I mean, yeah, so any lipstick that you like, I think it would work. But I'm gonna go for MAC Velvet Teddy today. I think it's a cult favorite. I think most people have this one. It is probably one of the most popular lipsticks in the beauty industry, so I'm assuming maybe all of you have it, so it's quite handy. So I'm going to pop this on straight from the bullet. I'm not going to deal with the lip liners like so. You can leave it as this. I think it looks really pretty on its own, but I do like a glossy lip for more like fancy events. I think this is quite a nice event where you can wear lip gloss on top. I'm going to use the Gerard Cosmetics in Nude. This one's so cool. It has a mirror and a light that comes with it, so I'm just going to pop that on top. That's the finished look. And obviously if you have Fix Plus by MAC, spray this all over your face. If you have any events where you have to get your makeup to last all night, this is what I use. I always spray this whenever I go out. Every day I use my makeup. I have this became part of my routine now, so yeah, spray this on and you'll be good to go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of requests of doing actual makeup on some girls, my brother's friends, and unfortunately I will be on my holiday. I won't be able to, so I thought I'll film this video if it is any helpful, or they can maybe recreate the look or get some inspiration. So I hope you liked it. Give me, if you have some feedback, you can always put it down below. I hope you subscribe and like this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.